So I'm on the campus of Stetson University here in DeLand, Florida, Central Florida, not too far, about an hour or so from Orlando, and took a tour today, and it was interesting. I asked about fraternities and sororities, and we were going down the sorority row, and I was asking about, well, how does it work here? And it's definitely something that you should think about. If you're interested in Greek life or not, you should understand the extent or the organization of the Greek life system at every college. So definitely ask those questions. So what did I ask? First I asked, so how many students or what percentage of students are involved in Greek life here? And I got a couple of different answers. I think the official statistic is about 30%. But then I talked to the student guide, and she says, oh no, that's not true. It's really more like 60%. Okay, well, that's a big difference, because if you've got 60% of the students who are involved and that 40% is not, well, then you're going to have a different experience than if it's the other way around. Because if you're deciding you don't want to be part of that system, you just got to know which side of the balance, which does the tail wag the dog or not. So you got to understand that, and you got to get at the bottom of that statistical difference. The other thing that she mentioned was that here at Stetson, the rush system, they call it recruitment. They don't call it rush anymore because that's politically incorrect and sounds like hazing. But so recruitment begins in the fall of the very first semester when you arrive. So as a freshman, you're eligible to rush or be recruited by a fraternity or sorority. So most of the students, because they're desperate to make friends, are going to jump right into that system, versus a school, and we were just at Rollins a little while ago, rush or recruitment doesn't happen until the second semester of the freshman year. Some colleges delay it even until the sophomore year, so you can't even become a member until your second year. That makes a difference, because it's the pressure, the social pressure that you may feel when you arrive on campus to jump into the fraternity or sorority system without really knowing whether or not that's something you really want to do. And the other thing is that you know, on a small college campus like this, it's interesting. There are some colleges that just don't have any fraternities and sororities, but a small college like this, like Stetson, it's a relatively large percentage. When, you know, the good thing about going to a small college is that it's easier to meet people anyway without having to divide up into these social groups. So as you're thinking about which colleges to apply to, and I'm going to get out of the sun a little bit here, you need to think about Greek life. You need to think about what it means to you, and are you sure you want to be a part of it? If you're absolutely sure, great. Think about how it's structured and when the recruitment process begins. And then also, if you're not interested in it at all, you do want to know how many students, and is it 30%, is it 60%? Get to the bottom of that statistic before you sign up and pay your tuition. It's an important aspect of any campus's social life, whether it exists or it doesn't exist. Know what you want, and then ask the questions of the people that you meet on the campus.